welcome to Dog Talk. I'm Dan Camilleri. You'll notice that tonight my co-host Laura isn't with us tonight. She's away trialling with some patchy service. So good luck down there, Laura. Nevertheless, tonight we are fortunate enough to be speaking to Kristina and Byron Crawford from Wickaroo Working Dogs. But I must add, I'd just like to thank Enduro, High Energy Food for Working Dogs with Real Kangaroo Meat, and Kanga's Livestock Services for being our sponsors. G'day guys, how you tracking?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good, Dan.
Good, thank you. What did you do today?
Bit of mustering, getting ready for.
We're shearing some rams and sour sheep this week, so just getting a few sheep together.
Getting into your shearing tomorrow?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Hopefully.
They've been delayed a little bit, but we might get a start tomorrow with a bit of luck.
Beautiful. Guys, for people that might not know, you just want to introduce where you guys from, how you guys met, obviously, and what you do.
Righty. We're just north of Manor Hill in South Australia, so we're sort of kind of the northeast of South Australia, I suppose, not too far from Broken Hill. About 110,000 acres, and it's pastoral country. We're 8-inch rainfall, merino sheep. We shear about 5,500, 6,000 sheep, and then some feral goats. So probably muster and trap 2,000 goats a year. And very importantly, we have 48 cows.
Yeah, and some heifers.
They all have daughters.
What was that?
They're 3 lovely daughters.
Yeah. My workforce.
Yeah. With our 3 girls who they do school over there through Broken Hill. So yeah.
Beautiful. And you guys always been in that area?
Yeah. I'm born and bred here, so I'm 4th generation.
So, and I'm a Swede, so I've been out in Australia probably since I came out in 2005 maybe, and then so it's been a little while. Yeah.
How did this happen? How did you guys meet?
In the Kimberleys, I went up there hoping to fly helicopters, and met Kristina up there on one of the cattle stations.
Beautiful. Had you been over here long at that time, Kristina?
I'd done one season cattle muster up in the Kimberleys, and then I actually went to Ireland for a year, and then I couldn't handle the rain, so I came back, and I think I did a little bit of a just before the wet season, like a bit of off work, station work, and then I went traveling a bit, and then I came back. I think that's when Byron was there, so that's when we met. So
Did you have any exposure to working dogs prior to coming to Australia?
No, like stock working dogs. I grew up like mum and dad used to breed beagles for hunting, so I grew up having a lot of litters of beagles and stuff. So but not working dogs. So no.
No. Beautiful. And Byron, you mentioned 4 generations on this property.
Yeah. Yep.
That's quite a long time, mate. That's really cool.
Yeah. No, it is very cool. Great grandfather Crawford had a reasonable parcel of land here and sort of divided it up to his children, and sort of gone on and on. So
that is really cool. And has the property changed too much since you were a little fella?
In some ways, like there's technology sort of improved, and but less staff, but no, the basics are still the same. Like it's always sort of been merino sheep, and
And Dad had dogs as well, or was that something that was introduced?
I don't think I appreciated it when I was a kid, but he had quite good mustering dogs. Like he'd always have a dog on the bike with him, and we probably didn't realise how good those dogs were, but they were dogs from neighbours and not pedigree dogs or anything, but they did the job.
And having your roots so deep there, mate, you ever thought about doing something else?
Well, I was pretty keen on flying helicopters up north for a while there, but I guess got drawn back home. So no.
Brought that passion home with you as well.
Yeah, still doing a bit of flying. So sort of in the gyrocopter, the poor man's helicopter. Where still buzzing around.
That's just like a little one-man helicopter. You get in there, pretty maneuverable, I imagine.
Just don't look too close at it. It looks dangerous.
The neighbours call it my flying bathtub. No, but it's perfect for our job. So it's ideal.
Beautiful. So tell me then, like, if you're in the gyrocopter, right?
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, cool. If you're doing that and you guys are mustering, how's your plan? How do you attack a decent muster? Obviously, you got a team of dogs, you got your chopper. Like, talk me through
it. Well, the biggest time saving is like for the guys on the ground not to have to cover the country where there is no sheep. So sort of try and cover all that country where you're not expecting to find sheep first, and then just can normally start to get that mob moving and coming together, and just get the guys in behind them. And I say guys, but most of the time it's just Kristina and her dogs, but or the kids. It's sort of try and get them moving, and then bring a bike and a couple of dogs in behind them, and then just kind of map it out so that they're going to keep running into the sheep in front of them until you got the paddock sorted.
Yeah, cool. So then Kristina will have like the main mob, and you just go looking for other little mobs or whatever to flush back out. And we're not talking like little paddocks here, right? I'm assuming we're talking some size paddocks.
So about 3,000 hectares would be an average size paddock for us here, but that's probably might have 300 ewes in it, sort of thing. So there's a fair bit of country that they're not going to be in. So that's the biggest saving.
And it's we got a lot of hills and stuff, so it saves a lot of time bouncing around in the hills if you don't have to go up every hill and down every valley and stuff. So
So when you like attack a job like that, do you guys like start with some kind of game plan, or you just go, you're already out the door and you're just watching the dust and Byron just take off? You go, dogs in the back of the ute or buggy and you're gone.
Two-wheeler. You can't. We do have a buggy, which is pretty. You can get around a fair bit, but most of the time is riding a two-wheeler and a dog. So but most. Oh, sorry. You go. Yeah.
No, I think we've done it enough that we pretty much just go out and attack it, and we sort of know
see where the
pretty much how it's going to unfold. But once you get an idea from the air, you can kind of come up with a plan.
How often are you pushing sheep up, Byron, and you're like, the sheep aren't moving, and Kristina's gone wild feral goat catching on the side there?
I'm not allowed to do that.
No, but it's fairly regularly that you're pushing sheep along, and you're sort of keeping an eye on the goats as well, thinking, can we do both? Can we get the sheep and the goats? Or is there more goats than sheep, and maybe we have to change plans? But
have to measure.
And obviously, being mates with you guys, I obviously know the answer to this, but catching goats is something you guys have done for a long time now, and in different terrain as well, right? Different parts of the country.
Yeah.
How have you found it, like, compared to being home, say, back out at Ningen where you had your roots planted for a while? Did you find out to attack things differently?
Well, I did a bit of goats. If you're talking about the goats, is that? Yeah. Like I had a bit of a goat mustering job out of Cobar, where the scrub's very, very thick, and it's a little bit different from here. Like, it's because you can't see the goats, you pretty much smell them. That's pretty much how you found them. And you have to send your dog and trust them that they're going to bring them out. But
Yeah.
No,
I think in our hilly terrain, quite often you can work the goats along a ridge or to a point. But when you get in that heavily thicker timber or scrub or whatever, they tend to just duck and hide a lot more. You can't they don't keep moving as easily, I suppose, as when they're more exposed. They seem to keep walking pretty well.
That's cool. I was going to get into your dogs. We'll get into the dogs in a moment. So having such big property like that, and getting around, like, do you guys educate your lambs prior to, like, once you've weaned them, or you just you do?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
What's that program look like for you guys?
Well, it's a bit I guess it's a bit of a big job because like we say, like, the paddocks are quite spread out and far from each other, so it's a bit of a big job to get them all together.
Yeah, so normally it'd be like pretty much a full week of mustering to get those lambs off. And then I guess there's a bit of free running through the yards with open gates and just getting used to moving forward through.
And a lot with take them with the dogs, let them out, take them for walks, teach them to block up, stop them ringing, and teach them to camp, and just be relaxed and happy, I guess. And
It saves you a lot of time. You probably actually never thought, have you actually thought of or discussed about like something like this between you before, or like, because not like you guys can just drive out 500-600 meters into a paddock and just find everything, right? Like, you're talking like a big property especially for sheep as well.
Sorry, what was the question?
Did you find is it heaps more efficient, like, just in the long term for you guys?
Like if the sheep are educated.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean? Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. No, it's even like the kids, like, they come out on their bike and they have their dogs and they got a few young ones, and the dogs they respect the dog, they respect the bike, and they'll just pick up and walk. And they're so easy. They know how to go through gates and everything. Like, the second you have a neighbor's sheep in there or something, you can pick them.
But I think getting back, like, in the back big paddocks, when they pick up and just keep walking, that's probably the biggest thing. If you don't have to go back looking for them all the time, you can sort of start a mob and then go to the next mob and start bringing them all in together instead of having to get one mob into the next mob
But also, like, because they've learned to not bolt, like, they get blocked up. So if you walk them, like, you pull them up with a dog, a gentle block, and then they just walk instead of sheep trying to gallop for case, and then they're tonguing it, and you're trying to walk for another 2 hours, and they can't do it. Like, I think that's one of the things as well. Like, it's definitely.
You'd be picking up sheep everywhere if that were the case as well. And there's only so many you can fit on the two-wheeler.
No, I don't believe in picking stuff up. You can only walk the tail or you can only walk the lead as slow as the tail. Like, you know what I mean? I really believe on the slow wins the race. 100%.
I know what you mean. Obviously, you mentioned before, Byron, and then I push up for the guys, I meant Kristina, all right?
Yeah.
So typically it's just the two of you and your team of dogs?
Yeah, a fair majority of the time,
How would that look like without the dogs?
Yeah, I'd be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot more people on bikes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. But
Yeah.
even now you try and do a job like if you're just checking waters or something, and you go to those sheep are in the wrong paddock or something. You go to do it by yourself. You think, God, how hard is this? Like, you notice the second you don't have a dog to sort of
Oh,
cover that other position, that you can't be in two spots at once, and then
yeah.
so
You guys are like heavily reliant on your team of dogs.
yeah.
And I love that you don't have a racist team of dogs either. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your camp?
Yeah. A good dog is a good dog. No. What about yeah. What else?
Well, I
Yes.
think you started probably with Annie, that was a crossbred collie.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Kelpie.
So I got her the year we got married, which was in 2011, and think about that. And yeah, she was a little pup, so she was a crossbred. But the mum was a collie, and she went back to Ricky Joe's. He had a bit of a collie line going there for a bit. So she went back to his line, and I don't know what the father was, but yeah, got this little black pup, and yeah, she was just a goer from day dot. Like, but yeah, well, I guess when she was only little, she fell out in the back of the car, and yeah, she got ran over by the trailer and had a bit of a major surgery. But I think from that, I had her inside and really bonded with her. But she was amazing. Like, I'd take her out, and yeah, she must have go sheep, but she was my only dog. She'd just go day in and day out, and yeah, she worked the yards. And anyway, so she's pretty much the building block on all my dogs. Like, she's a grandmother and a great grandmother of a lot of the dogs that I've got. So yeah, she and then I've got a couple of collies. Jack, your boy.
I love Jack. Yes, everyone does love Jack.
Yeah, and you've got a couple of kelpies, but yeah, everything. Doesn't matter. Oh yeah, not too fussed about if it's a kelpie or a collie. Just a good, as long as it's the style of dog we like. Don't really, not too fussed.
No. Beautiful. And you got some younger dogs there, by Jack and grandsons of Jack as well, around.
Yeah.
What do you like about that particular line of dogs?
I guess they've got the stuff that I like in a dog. Like, they've got really good feel for their stock. They're good heading dogs, but they're not like a hard heading dog. Because I don't like a dog that will get to the head and upset the head, and you have 500 sheep running back towards you. They can really settle their stock. They can grip their stock. They can still sit on the tail for 2 hours without having the tail falling over because they're pushing them too hard. Yeah, I'm a bit I don't know. Am I explaining this?
But I think you like a dog that tracks.
It needs to track with it. Yeah, with its stock, and also it needs to be all rounded, because that's the thing. Like, we'll muster for might take a couple of hours to get to the yards, and then usually be out there in the paddock, so we have to draft as well. So they need to be able to have that stamina, but also have that push in the yards, and be able to do the job. And
when you talk about tracking there, do you mean that follow the sheep, or actually like nose tracking?
No, follow. Oh, so more like, I guess if I get out in the paddock and the dog is a bit fresh and the sheep are a bit fresh, I can't settle the sheep the way that the dogs can. So I always send the dogs to the head. And so, especially in the hills, so they need to be really good heading dogs. They need to get around their stock, because otherwise I have to ride up in the hills and get the sheep, and I don't like that. I worked at it a long time ago. They have to have amazing mob sense, so they can't cut anything off or split shit. But they're out. So anyway, so I kind of, once they kind of settles the sheep, when the sheep are fresh, I'll sit on the tail and I'll decide the pace, and then the dogs will track on the flank
Yeah.
They cannot control the head. That's more, that's what I mean. Like they can track with them. Because some dogs will go up on they go up on the flank and then they'll come back. But I love those dogs that can really just find that spot where the weight is to control the speed and steer, and then they just track. Does that make sense? I'm not very good.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what about yourself, Byron? Do you like a similar dog, or do you like something a bit different?
Similar dog. I think probably, I tend to not have as good a control over my dog, so I'm generally the one up on the flank. Like I tend to carry my sheep, I suppose. So the dog will sort of work the tail on the other flank, and will normally take one side and sort of be able to steer from that, and just have the dog keep him sort of coming to me. I suppose I think it's a bit of a difference in the way we go about it. But essentially the same. Yeah, they still got to have the mob sense and be able to the sheep are not handled all that often out here, so they're reasonably fresh when you find them out in the paddock. So they got to be able to handle that and not
That'd be a bit of an understatement, wouldn't it? Like reasonably fresh. Like.
Yep.
But and you mentioned before, like you're in a chopper most of the time now, but you still have a few dogs, mate. You want to just talk a bit about your own team?
Your team?
Sorry. So I've probably downsized a bit since I've been flying. But I still have Spotty. Weekaroo Spotty is probably my main bitch, and then 2 young dogs. Minty is Kristina. He'd be a Jack granddaughter, and
so it's Basil's little sister, that little red dog, or chocolate dog that I had at Ninga. Yeah, so it's
and then another Jack grandson, but to an outside bitch. Mate of ours bred. So and they're in need of more training, but both handy enough getting the job done. So.
Yeah. One thing I loved about your line of dogs, I love how positive your young pups are. Like they're always looking to please. And I know one of your main philosophies there, Kristina, is got to make it fun. Like when you're bringing these young dogs up. And I know you've reminded a few people of that over time, and people are like get a bit into it. And why is that so important to you, and what do you think the benefits are of it?
I guess they want to please, so you're going to get so much further if they actually want to do the job for you and you're not fighting them. I've headbutted with enough dogs in my in my time, and I want to have a dog that really want to work for you, and that it's positive. But I guess it's like anything, like you make the wrong thing hard, and you make the good, like the right thing easy, and so they really want to do the right thing.
I think that's a really good philosophy. I think sometimes we get so caught up in trying to make things happen and frustrated, and we think, especially with our young dogs, like just make it fun. Like if you went to work in your first week, everyone put a bit of pressure on you and told you how shit you are, you're going to go back the second week. So I know you've left that, you've imprinted that line of thinking in a couple of us. I really want to thank you for that. Because it is like sometimes you just feel like you're trying to get things done, and you kind of forget you're working with an animal, not just that. Most times, still a baby, right?
No doubt, And I don't know. I guess because I work with myself a lot of the time, I'm hopeless. Like if I'm out mustering and the dog's not doing it right, or I'll stop and I'll take the time and I'll make sure they get it and understand. And I try to show them what I want done. And I'm pretty much a time waster sometimes. That's right. Makes it better in the long run, but
If there was an old dog you guys could have back, who would it be and why?
Well, there's Probably you. I'm not you. You can answer that.
We had a sire pup from Dave Motley that we called Dave before we went and worked with Dave for 9 months. So that was interesting. But unfortunately, he took a bait. So, but he was a cracking dog. He just had that all-round ability. Like, he was lively in the yards, but out in the paddock, he had a nice bit of eye and real feel for his sheep. So he's a dog I would have liked to have seen grow old, but unfortunately not.
You get it's sad, but I suppose it does happen sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys bait there at all? Being such a big property?
So it's
So you work your dog? Do you work your dogs with muzzles, or you just don't work your dogs in those particular areas?
So we're pretty strategic about the baiting. Just try and keep it to the boundaries and sort of areas we know we're not going to be using the dogs, but we haven't had any trouble with the dogs while they're working. It's been more dogs that have been lost, or like Dave came off the buggy and
when they just strolling home and
I was going to ask, if you were working them in muzzles, how do you find that impacts them, like with endurance during the day? Because obviously you've got some pretty fit dogs, right? They're covering some territory.
And I guess that we haven't tried them with muzzles. Like, I don't think, like you say, it'd be hard for them to breathe through that if they're wearing it all day. So
you mentioned a mutual mate of ours there in Dave. You guys went and spent some time working with Dave out there?
No, terrific family. So we had a great time.
How long were you out there?
Sorry?
How long were you out there for?
I think it was about 9 months.
I reckon it was,
It was good to be a part of, be there with them, but a part of that community and, see a bit more of you guys and stuff. So,
Pull Kristina out of bogs.
That happened more than once.
It was pretty wet there for a while. Like, who could get bogged for the longest and the furthest off the road as well? Did you have any takeaways from your time traveling and working with different stock people around the country?
Well, I guess our trip didn't really go to plan. Like, I don't know, a little bit of people that I know, we had the worst drought here in 17, 18, 19. So, we decided to stock and bought a caravan and went traveling in 2020, which, wasn't the best year for it. So, the plan was to travel for a year, but, we got up to Queensland and worked up at Riverside there for probably 10 weeks. A couple of months, and then COVID hit and we had to come home. So and then but then it was really nice too. It was an eye opener to travel around and work at different properties and see different country and
I guess I thought we had a pretty good handle on our dogs, and I thought they were pretty capable, but
it's different.
But like, different people's stocks are different to handle. So it really, opened my eyes to just, you go to a trial and you see someone's dog and you think, oh, I don't really rate that, but their situation is completely different to ours. So,
that's the thing,
it's a different job they're trying to get done.
Absolutely. And I think it was beautiful that you got to share that with your whole family. Like, you all just went and you made the Nimbin community there. You just made it your own. The girls were at school. You guys worked. Like that's they're memories that you'll have forever, right? You can't buy those memories. That was pretty cool. And then knowing other people in that area, you really become part of that community. So that was really cool. I know there was a lot of tears there from people when You know, they watch the girls grow and then they're gone, and then they
Yeah.
see them now. And I think at Ningen there, you bought some. Did you bring some boots or some clothes from one of the girls? And Jackie was like, "How
Yeah.
do they grow out of this?" Or like already, like some. I think it was some boots or something, right? Like they've just watched them grow. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It really is. So, do you always, getting back into our dogs there, do you breed many pups for yourselves?
Yeah, not that many. Just every now and again we'll breed a litter of pups, but just
Maybe
Yeah.
probably not much more than one a year, maybe. I think.
Like we had so I had so Annie had a litter of pups, so like we grew Patty Lee Mickens that he's got. His little sister Snoop, I sold her as a pup to Lockie Douglas, and I finally managed to buy her back a couple of years ago. And so I got a litter of pups out of her by Jack, and then I got a litter, and then I wasn't gonna breed another litter, but then she came, like she was one of those bitches that she'd only come in season like once a year max.
Yeah.
And she had a litter of pups, and then she came on season straight after. I was like, oh, and she was getting pretty old, so I was like, oh, do I wait another year or do I join her now? So I decided to join her to Jimmy, which is by Jack. So those pups got a double cross of Annie in them, and so that's probably the last couple of litters that we've had. And but she's now retired down in Bendigo, living a good life. But
Is that more of a necessity for your work, or is it breeding pups something you actually enjoy?
I enjoy it. I love to. I guess I'm not too hung up on pedigree, so I really just like a good dog. So I try to breed a style that I like, a style that I think complements each other. And I love but I've bred a couple like the last few, or probably most of the litters. I keep the pups for at least 6 months and try to get them started and just see. I love to see all the traits, and I think it's good. It's a good time when they're little. I think it's
Absolutely. Are there any traits you'd like to put into your line?
I'm pretty, like the last few litters I've had, I'm quite happy with them. I mean, you can always improve. Like I like a searching cast. They probably got a little bit of that, but a little bit more of that, and really just a really good all rounder. But I'm quite happy where we're at the moment.
I think it's kind of a good all round dog, like a capable yard dog, and good in the paddock. So
for what we're doing, I think it's not going to suit everyone else, but I think that I've learned, I think we both learned that over the years, like you breed for you, not for other people, because most people probably don't like our dogs, but we're doing the job, we're the one out there. So I think
that's all that matters, right? You're the one that's got to spend all day with them. And you mentioned it before, like you're trying to keep most of your pups to like 6 months old. If you've got a couple of pups in that litter that are working similar, just showing kind of the same stuff, how do you determine which one you're going to keep? Like, how do you pick your pup if they're similar in working style?
I know a lot of people quote Greg Prince, but must like dog. So usually the one that picks me or I pick them, but there's just something, if there's something special about their personality, usually. Like if I have two dogs that showing a lot of similar traits, I'm very I don't keep anything that I don't like if you clash or it's annoying me, or I'll move it on. I'm pretty harsh. Someone else.
What advice would you give to? I said not really harsh, just honest. Right? You have that honest conversation with yourself and the dog, and go, "Oh, sorry, mate. I don't think we can spend 12 hours a day with each other. I think I can with that one." So what advice would you guys to give to someone wanting to purchase their first dog or a started pup?
I probably have a look at the parents. watch the parents work and make sure it's similar work to what you do.
Mhm.
Like if you're going to do yard work, don't go and buy a dog from really paddocky lines. That's probably not going to suit you, or vice versa, I think. And yeah.
No, I think if you can find someone doing a similar style of work as you that's breeding dogs, that's a pretty good start. Yeah.
Do you like to see your dogs doing something at particular ages, or like are you pretty lenient with that happening, or because you guys run such like a big operation and so busy, you kind of need to have things on the go?
No, I like to see things pretty early on. Yeah.
And what kind of stock are you starting them on there? Like having such a variety of being able to work. Have you got runner ducks? Because that'd be the only thing that you probably wouldn't have to work on there. Like you got your cattle, you got your sheep. Like what kind of stock are you starting your pups on?
Usually we've had like little goats, like kids are really good. We've had that in the past, but they'll be hard to keep in. That's the only thing. But yeah, just some quiet sheep that, it's usually what we start them on. But yeah.
And are you round yard kind of people, or just a square pen, or you like to start things in the open? Like, what's your ideal training setup?
Well, a fair few years ago, I used to start in the round yard all the time, but we haven't got a round yard. We're just in the process of finishing our training yard, but it's probably like a 50 by 50 meter yard. And I like to just chuck them out there and just kind of, because obviously I like paddock dogs, so it really gives them an opportunity to show me what they've got, like cover hold and eye and that's
I think just that bit of extra room to let them kind of feel comfortable and show you what they've got.
Do you have any particular like techniques you like to use to try and like encourage seeing that eye and that feel and that cover early, or you just let it develop naturally?
We usually if I have a pup, I'll just put it out with the sheep, and I might walk through the sheep, and if they start breaking out, you can see that the dog wanting to get to the head and the way it gets around its sheep, how it stops, grips it, and I feel like you can see it quite early on. But obviously, like if you know you're breeding and you know, I think you're quite easy to pick them. I think.
But I guess from trying to encourage it, I guess you're sort of looking to try and get that stock to sort of lead out and give it a point, give it somewhere to work, not just chase them up around kind of thing.
No, give it a head.
Sort of create a job where it's an area where it should want to work. I guess.
No, beautiful. I love that. Like, because so many people they just put pup out and they might just chase it around this way or chase it around that way. And I know you don't chase your dogs around. You like to let them work naturally and help them. So I just thought it'd be interesting to ask. And you nailed it, like giving them something to do and actually giving them moving the sheep. If you're giving them the heads and they're coming forwards, like that's actually a reward to them. Like, and they've got that's got a purpose, I suppose, is where I'm going with that. As well.
And like those really nice pups, like they balance up in no time. Like they'll, and you just keep on giving them the head and letting them tuck them in, and off you go.
How those dogs, obviously you like a dog that gets around, gets to the head, but then like you like them tracking, working on the wing a bit as well. So have you got any techniques that you use to try and bring them around to work with you on the flanks?
Well, as in out in the paddock, or when they're pups too?
When you're bringing them up, like, so you're getting them ready to take them out to do a few days, like full-time work.
Well, like, I guess it all starts like from a pup. I'd start off balancing them. So you kind of give them that flank, and when they get to the flank, like hopefully they'll pull up because that's the point of control there. But sometimes you might just have to slow them down, like you need to sit and or a stop on them and teach them to kind of pull up there and track with them. But going forward, when I take them out in a. No, I'm so sorry. I'm nervous.
Through your relationship and your training, your bond with them, put a little bit of control over it, and them knowing that, hey, it's okay for stock to move off us as well. You don't have to always be catching the head.
Yeah.
So you can sort of work along the fence and try and develop that, and then like Kristina labels like the drive when she doesn't want them to get to the head, when that's you just walking your sheep, but give that a command as well, so that they know that it's not, they don't have to go up there and block, it's just traveling with them.
But because I've got a lot of young dogs at the moment, I love to walk in the hills, so a lot of the times I might have 200 sheep and I'll lead them out in the paddock on foot for 4 or 5 Ks, and I'll have young dogs there, and I'll just walk up on the lead. And I'll just and my sheep are used to, so they just lead on to me, and then those dogs they'll come up on the head, but they're obviously not going to get to the head to block them because I'm there, but they learn like that flank probably going to string out, so they learn then to hold that position and tuck that flank in for me, because that's what we've done in the trainer mob, so it's nothing different to a trainer mob. And I think I kind of feel that I really get that feel for where they need to be. Like if the stock's trying to run past me, they'll get there and block them up and slow them down so they walk the pace I'm walking. And then, so they really get that feel for where they need to be. And then I just want to have one dog, I don't want to do it. But like when I go on the tail with that pup, it knows that it needs to be on that flank. And it doesn't want to go, it kind of naturally just find that sweet spot on the flank there to control the speed and the thing, like I was saying before. And as long as you have a stop and a call to you, if they start going too far up, I'll call them back and tell them to drive with me or walk, I say. And I'm not explaining that. I'm not very good at explaining.
That I already knew how you do it, and I didn't want to explain it for you. You 100% explained that really well. And do you find that little technique and doing that on stock, on your sheep, really helps when you're catching goats as well? Like giving them, being able to point them in a direction so that way they're not fighting a lot by just blocking them. But the block's still there. Like when you're catching goats?
Yeah. Like with the goats, I guess, you really, obviously you need to get a dog that can get to the head. But like I was saying, you can't have a hard blocking dog, because if you block those goats too hard, they're going to panic and go everywhere. But you need to have, but you have to really have a good, I was to call them back to you. Now I'm explaining it.
But you don't want to lose your lead sort of goats, so you got to pull them up, but you can't,
turn them in.
You can't fold them. You got to just, try and keep it going straight as best you can. It's not always that easy, but
I can do it, but I can't explain it. Sorry.
No, that's all right. Like, because I'm just like watching your videos and envisioning like what you said with your walking, right? And then like when you're with the sheep and then doing it, like now when you're catching goats, like you're not in front of them anymore, right? You're working with your dogs, but all that repetition you've done back when you're actually working, not training, because you've already trained it, it's all coming to fruition now when you're catching goats as well, right? Like, but you've still got those dogs there that if you need to, you can send them out and block them up with a little bit of distance, like Byron pointed out there, so you don't want to upset them.
That's the thing.
So that's just really cool. Like, and like obviously you guys really rely heavily on having like handy paddock types. When you guys get into the yards, do you prefer working the race like from the side, or does the dog have to back for you? What's your preference there?
I guess because we do a bit of trialing as well, I make them work in the race and not jumping out. But
like it's not often that we're drenching or needling or doing a lot of race work. Really, like most of the time it's just kind of drafting and like filling the shed and that sort of thing. But typically, keep them in the pen and over their backs. So
yeah. But saying that though, like sometimes when we've been shearing and it's really hot and the sheep are just come out of the shed, and if we're going to backline or something, I do sometimes get them working the outside just because it's kinder on the dogs. Like if you have a big dog, big hot day, and it's just
I'm assuming you get some pretty warm days down there.
Yep.
Yeah. And you mentioned trialing there. Like, how long have you guys been trialing for?
I think about 10 years, maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be a couple less, but yeah.
Yeah.
And what type of trialing do you do?
Bit of everything. The favourite's probably a utility trial. Do a bit of yard, bit of 3 sheep. Haven't done a cattle trial though. Would love to have a crack at one day. But yeah.
You got your 48 cows there now. You can practice.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
What is it about utility trialing? Why is it your favourite?
I guess it really suits our dogs. It's kind of a all-rounder. Like it's you need that really nice paddock type and also the one that can do the job in the yard. So yeah.
And what is it about trialing? Like what keeps you going? Like why do you turn up?
Yeah, why? I don't know. Probably a little bit competitive, but it's also like it's a nice challenge and but it's a good test, like to really see where you're at, and it's a good way to improve your dogs and yourself. And what do you call?
Well, no, I don't know. Well, I enjoy the company of the people and everything that goes with around the trialing. But I think it's a good test of your dogs, and it helps keep me motivated to
train.
Yeah.
How are you competitive against each other on the way to and from trials?
Nah, I think I've given up on that.
Any obviously you made the South Australian team this year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Done very well. Have you got a memorable moment? And this is to both of you, and it doesn't necessarily have to be an achievement, but have you got a memorable moment in a trialing ground that sticks out for you?
Yeah, want to go first?
I don't know. I suppose, I've made some finals at the Melrose Utility, sort of with my first dog, Pilbara Poppy. So, I think that's, probably, favourite trial and, good memories there, I think, maybe, would be mine.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Kristina?
Well, it was pretty cool to represent South Australia. I did it, the first year with Tom Joyce, and then this year with Rex Hawking. That was pretty wicked experience. Like it's a really nice concept with the interstate challenge. But I think Wentworth show, that was my first trial, and it's probably one of my favorite trials, along with Ningen and Melrose. But they ran a goat trial there one year, that was a lot of fun, and I managed to pen with the goats. I think it was only Kevin, Hal, and I the pen. So then Kevin had to beat me with a couple of points. But anyway.
You've recently done all right was it Wentworth on recently, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You got back out again?
Yeah, it was a bit of didn't do so well in the 3 sheep. That's usually like the 3 sheep, but yeah, and I did alright with the yard trial. So Basil, who's my young dog, he's only 20 months old. He had his first go at the yard trial, and he cleaned up the improver, and Jack got a win in the novice. So that was awesome. That's good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Obviously, these are the same dogs that you guys take to work day in, day out, and we hear the debate: trial dogs don't make work dogs, work dogs don't make trial dogs. Tell me, you've proven it wrong. Like, have you got an opinion when you hear that thrown up?
Yeah, I think it's just people.
Say how it is. You can say it.
Bullshit.
Do you guys hear that much down there, I suppose?
Yeah, I think probably that's probably the opinion around here a little bit. I think there's not, I don't know, there's not many people around here that use dogs the way we do, which I don't know how they do it without dogs here, but yeah. They've got more staff, like properties, like neighbouring properties and stuff, like in the area.
Yeah, generally people have yard dogs, not so much paddock dogs.
Paddock dogs, yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm.
So they just obviously employ more people?
Yeah,
right.
Well,
do you guys rather have more people around or feed more dogs, and why?
No, I like to. Byron probably would have liked to have more bikes on the ground, but I like it the way it is.
You like your serenity?
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
No,
That said, like, obviously, you guys, 4 generations there, pretty big operation, massive land to cover, and you mentioned like there about like your neighbours having more feet on the ground than dog power. Like, what advice would you give to someone that wanted to pursue a career in the livestock industry? Like, if you guys were going to hire tomorrow, what would be the key points you'd look for in someone?
Well, no, I just think like the willingness to learn, like you sort of got to ask questions, and the person that's taking it in and showing a bit of initiative and whatever is always going to be a step ahead. So I just I guess if someone's keen, I'd say just have a crack and
definitely
find the people that you get along with, and
attitude.
The right attitude. Yeah,
like
just like the dogs you explained you liked. All right, it was all come down that obviously some natural ability, but attitude, positive attitude.
Yeah,
beautiful. Is there someone you guys would like to see us sit down and have a yarn with on Dog Talk?
Yeah.
I think we'd like to dob in Lachlan Douglas from Tantallon Livestock, a good friend that I do a bit of work for him, and he's done a bit of work for us in the past, and
he really got us going on the educating the weaners and stuff. Like, he's all into that stuff, so I reckon you enjoy a chat with him.
And I think he's done some pretty amazing things with his team of dogs. Like
up in the Kimberleys, mustering.
Big mobs of cattle, and we've done the property where he's in New South Wales. We've done some cool thing with the goats. Walking him out of the scrub and
cattle and
it'd be worth the chat.
Thanks for that. I'll lean on you guys to try and tee that up for me a bit as well. We can kind of yank my way, but I really appreciate you guys having a yarn with us tonight. Really appreciate. I know just how nervous you are, Kristina. If nobody picked it tonight, she was extremely nervous. You've done fantastic. Really appreciate the time, but we're not going to let you go that easy, right? Before I let you go, I'm going to ask Laura's question. So I put on the Laura hat tonight. Last question before you go. Would you rather fight one duck the size of a horse or 20 horses the size of ducks, and why?
20 horses the size of a duck.
Why?
That'd just be easier to control. Yeah.
Well, shift your thoughts around it. How about you, Byron?
Well, when I've listened to the podcast in the past, I've always thought, the 20 horses the size of a duck. But when I was thinking about it this week, one-on-one, I reckon, would be better. So I'm going the duck the size of a horse.
Mate, you could just like zip around that thing in your gyroscope, make it all dizzy, and then just give it all away, right?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Way too many cartoons. Way too many in my time. Guys, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. To everyone that tuned in, watching this live, thank you. To everyone watching it, listening to it back, thank you for your time and hope you enjoy it. And please remember, we learn every day, and the day we stop learning from each other will be a sad one for all of us. Thank you.
Oh,
Good night.
Thanks for having us.
See you then.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Cheers.